Welcome back, YouTube pipe smokers. Mutton Chop Piper here. Well, this is a continuation of my video. I found a card game that you can play solo, and I thought you might enjoy it. This is part 2. Alright, in part 1 I explained to you what the cards did. So now we're going to start a round. We're going to start to play the game. So this quest deck will explain to you everything you need to know. It'll tell you where to go. It'll tell you how to set things up, and this actually runs the game. So if you can see right here, it has a number. It says 1B. This is 1A, but you can't see it because it's been covered up. So let me read what 1A says. You're traveling through Mirkwood Forest, carrying an urgent message from King Thranduil to the Lady Galadriel of Lorien. As you move along the dark trail, the spiders gather around you. Then it shows what you do for the setup. You search your encounter deck for 1 copy of the Forest Spider and 1 copy of the Old Forest Road, and add them to the staging area. Then shuffle your encounter deck. Once that's complete, you turn it over to 1B. 1B just shows flavor text, but it also shows the number 8. You'll see the number 8 there. That means that you have to quest successfully 8 times in order to complete this card and move on with the quest. So you have to have 8 of these quest tokens on 1B in order to continue. Okay, so we're starting the quest. We've got our threats in our staging area. We've got our 3 heroes ready to go, and we've set our threat level. So the first thing you want to do is you want to give 1 resource to each of our heroes. Then you want to draw 6 cards. Okay, and I'm going to lay these out. Usually they stay in your hand, but I'm going to lay them out so you can see them. And then you draw 1 card for the round. Now, you can use these cards to attach or to increase or do a whole lot of different things. The one I want immediately is one called Steward of Gondor. Now, as you can see the 2 in the corner there? That's how much it cost for this card. Now, do you see that symbol? That means that at least 1 resource has to come from a faction with that symbol. If you look at Aragorn, he has that symbol. So as long as I take a resource from Aragorn, I can pay any other amount from any other card, just as long as that one faction pays a resource. So I'm going to take 1 from Aragorn and 1 from Theodred and put it into play. Now, let me read what this says. Steward of Gondor. Exhaust Steward of Gondor to add 2 resources to attached hero's resource pool. So what that means is if the card's in this position, it's in the ready position. If it's in this position, it's in the exhausted position. So I add this card to Aragorn and I exhaust it, giving him 2 resources. Now I'm back up to 3. Now, is there something else that I see that I might want to put down? Yes. I want to put down Dunedain Watcher. And as you can see, Dunedain Watcher costs 3. And again, I have to have that. One of the resources has to come from that faction, which Aragorn is. So I'm going to pay the 3 that I need to pay and put it into play. Okay, so now we're done. We're done with that phase. Now what we need to do is we need to go to the quest phase. Now, I explained to you in the other video that this top number in the top 3, see the 3 in the little box there? The top one is the questing number. So I have to decide who I'm going to commit to the quest. Well, I think I'm going to commit Theodred, Éowyn, and Aragorn. Now, Theodred has a response. After Theodred commits to a quest, choose a hero committed to that quest. Add one resource to that hero's resource pool. So, Aragorn is also committed to that quest, so he gets a resource. Now, Aragorn has a response. After Aragorn commits to a quest, spend one resource from his resource pool to ready him. So I'm going to spend this resource that I just got from Theodred to ready Aragorn. Now that doesn't mean that the 2 questing points that he has goes away. That just means that he committed to the quest, he's going on the quest, but he's in a ready position. So right now we have 1 from Theodred, 4 from Éowyn, and 2 from Aragorn. That's 7. So now let's take a look at this area here. So we have 7 questing points coming that way. Well, we have 2 things that are in its way, in the quester's way. Now, if you'll notice this box right here, it's the same kind of box as was on Aragorn and Éowyn and Theodred, but it has a different symbol at the top. That's its threat level, or its threat number. Okay, so as you notice, that threat number is 2. Okay, this is a location. It also has a threat. Its threat number is 1. Okay, so a total of threat numbers, the total threat to the questers is 3. But we're not done yet. A card has to be drawn for every player in the game. So since I'm the only player, only draw 1 card. If, like, let's say I had 4 players, then it would be 4 cards. So let me draw my card. Okay, now this card is what's called an action. So let me read what it says. When revealed, the player with the highest threat level attaches this card to one of his heroes. I'm the only one playing, so it's got to be me. Attached hero does not ready during the refresh phase unless you pay 2 resources from the hero's pool. Well, out of the 3, I'm going to put this on Theodred because he's the weakest. So during the refresh phase, he does not ready. He stays in that position. Okay, so that's good because it didn't add another threat to another number of threats to our staging area. So now we have 3 threat in the staging area against 7 quest. So 7 minus 3 is 4. So we put 4 quest tokens onto this 1B. Okay, it takes 8 total to finish this quest and move on to the next quest. That's quest. Now the next phase is travel phase. Well, as long as these locations are in the staging area, their threat level adds to whatever's up here. But if you move it down here to make it the main quest in front of 1B, then that threat level goes away. So now I only have 2 threat in the staging area. Now, this has a response. After you travel to Old Forest Road, the first player may choose and ready 1 character he controls. Well, I'm going to ready Theodred. This card says I can't, but I think this card trumps it, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, it's combat phase. Now, this card at the top, you'll see a 25. That's its threat level. If you'll notice, I have a threat level of 29. 25 is lower than 29, so this card automatically engages. If it was opposite, if it was 29 and I was 25, then it wouldn't notice us and it wouldn't engage us automatically. We would have to manually go up and pull it down to engage us. So since it's lower, then it automatically engages us. So here we are. It's threatening us, so first thing I've got to do is decide who's going to defend. And I'm going to have my Dunedain Watcher defend. So I'm going to exhaust it. Now, since it's attacking, it gets what's called a shadow card. This is a shadow card. It goes here. I think that's what it's called, a shadow. Let's see, shadow. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. A shadow effect. Okay, so it's a shadow effect. If this had, if I knew what was going to happen, I would have sent someone stronger, but I don't. That's the mystery. Okay, is it going to have a shadow? Now let me show you what a shadow response is. Now, if you'll notice this card at the bottom, it has a line and a skull in the text area. Below that is the shadow effect. So if this card has a shadow effect, it will add whatever effect it is to this card in the combat. So let's turn it over and see. Nope. This is a location that does not have a shadow effect, so it gets discarded. So this also has an effect that says after Forest Spider engages a player, it gets +1 combat until end of the round. So right now it has 2. +1 equals 3. Dunedain Watcher has a 1 defense. So 1 minus 3 equals 2. Well, as you can see, the Dunedain Watcher has 2 hit points. So it automatically dies and goes to the discard pile. Now it's time for us to attack. And I'm going to attack with 2 players. I'm sorry, with 2 heroes. Theodred and Aragorn are going to attack. So their attack is 3 and 2, that's 5. His defense is 1. So 1 minus 5 equals 4. You'll see on his card, he only has 4 hit points. So this card is destroyed. And that's the end of the round. At the very end of the round, you increase your threat level to 30. You ready everybody that you can. You can't do him because he's got the card effect. And then you add resources and draw a card. And now you're ready for round 2. All right, well that's it for showing you how the game works. Now this game can be, you can purchase this game from Fantasy Flight Games. They've got an online site. You can also get it from Amazon. I got quite a bit of it coming from Amazon. And I think this game is also sold overseas. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos about this game where a lot of English people or British people are playing it. So this game can be gotten by other countries. All right, well that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. Until my next video, I want to wish you and your family happy piping.